Every mind has a story, and so does every community. Here at MPRDA Conversations, we bring you voices from the ground, insights from experts, and conversations that matter to mining host communities. Mining laws made simple, communities made stronger. This is MPRDA Conversations.
From the western area, the Cartonville line.
Sure.
No, it's not fair.
No, but it makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So it's a full cycle of capitalism. It's a full cycle of human rights evaluation.
But it's also exclusionary because in between you're also missing some hotspots there.
Systemically, we are being excluded. And now they are legalizing systemic exclusion.
Yes.
When you look at 2022, MPRDA in 2025, so there's a 15 years of reversal.
Yeah.
There's a lot that we can use to show the progress that were made. When you look at Maledu case, it gives precedence. When you look at what's happening in Colombia, it gives precedence. When you look at what is happening in some care in other areas, it gives precedence as to where do we need to move from now in terms of development of legislation. But then we are sitting with a minister that says he wants to see more black capitalists. If people don't believe what I'm saying, look, go through social medias. And we know that Minister Mantashe speaks his mind.
All the time.
So you must listen very carefully when he speaks and take it. Because normally what I've witnessed about the minister, he doesn't say things that are not happening. If says something is going to happen, it's going to happen. That's why
when he said, if I was the minister of police for a day and then intellect for that, like clockwork.
So
internally for a day.
Internally in his constituency within the political party he represents, they call him the tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Comrade Tiger is trying by all means to protect the business.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Definitely. It is a problem.
And I think to wrap up our conversation, maybe, what would you say to those who would say, but in the amendment bill, they do say that consultation will be meaningful consultation? Because for me, I think that would be an insulting question, because one, they provide, and someone might say, but they'll release regulations to these amendments. But for one, they don't actually say or state how this meaningful consultation is going to work. And in fact, I feel like the definition or section on meaningful consultation is actually quite weak and confusing to the naked eye, because it says you will be given reasonable opportunity to basically agree to something that's already been agreed upon in the meaningful consultation thing. Because what is saying there is that you are not going to be given a choice as to whether you consent or not.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm going to give you a choice while I'm already feeding you what is already on the table. You know, am I making sense to you?
Yeah.
This meaningful consultation business needs to be a situation whereby you give me information and I have an opportunity to review it before and ask you questions before I actually agree or disagree to what you're proposing. But it can't be a situation whereby we are already going ahead full steam with the plans before I have an opportunity to hear what you've got for me on the table, right? So what would you say to those who have a question around, but they do say meaningful consultation in the proposed amendments though?
Yeah, English, the problem with us is the English. So when you consult, You look for an opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are not basically engaging. So, it's a domino effect again. We've got the REMDEC that is meant to review objections.
Yes.
In the REMDEC, we are not represented. We've got the definition that removes, we've got the preamble that removes historically disadvantaged people. It's removed. We've got the definition of a community that exclude certain communities. Then they come with consultation, meaningful consultation. So, when you, as you said, it's technically complicated because the reality is, or the lived experience in terms of consultation. Consultation is not done by the license holder. The license holder will hire someone, a consultant. The consultant will come to our community for 2 hours. And then we are expected to go through a document, a 200-page document that is meant to give us more information about the proposed project. That is what is currently happening. Hence, there's a Malodu judgment that says we need to be given enough opportunity to understand what is happening, and we need to be given right to consent whether we agree or disagree. But then we've got a proposal that reverses that judgment. It says that judgment was not founded. How many times has the minister appealed on judgments that are made on behalf of communities?
Yeah.
Every time he appeals.
Yeah.
It's clear to say, no, I want to listen to communities. No. We are not listening to communities. We are going to move with business. So meaningful consultation or in good faith, it's not clear what do they mean. And it says the license holder must do the consultation. The consultation or engagement should be led by the department, to be honest, because the department is the state organ. The state organ is the government of the majority. That's normally they say, it's the government of the people, by the people. With the people, we vote for them to come in. You understand? So basically, we are the government, technically as communities. So if we are the government as communities, the same department should be the MPRDA gives powers to the department to be the custodian of the minerals. So as the custodian, I'm the one. Remember, they are custodian of the minerals. They are the custodian of administration. Given by whom? By us. So who should consult us and grade? Is the department, to be honest, not who is applying to mine our mineral. So, no man, it doesn't make sense. What it says, in simple terms, it says, I've got a yard, and then comes a tenant. I give the tenant a room, and then the tenant decides to change the color of the room inside and outside, and the tenant decides to install another permanent structure. Then, according to law, the tenant must come and just consult me and tell me, no, I'm going to add the structure then. We are fine.
Sure.
Then they go to municipality. I talk to him, it's fine. Continue, deliver the same cash bill, come in. I want my bricks and everything. Continue to build the house. While building the house, there are objections to say no from me, the land owner or the yard owner. To say no, it can't. You can't build here. And then there's a committee that I don't sit in that decides what needs to happen in my yard, which is REMDEC. It's very far from me. It is going to sit there, discuss about me, about my yard, and then give me a decision. And then the same law says I must be consulted meaningful. There's no meaningful consultation without consent. Consent is something else. It's more like I'm saying to you, I'm going to kiss you. I'm not requesting to. I'm telling you that I'm going to kiss you. That's consultation. Whether you agree or disagree, I've told you, if you go to court, the court will look at the legislation and say, the legislation says you must talk to them. Did you talk to them? Yes, I talked to them. How did you talk to them? I posted in the newspaper. I held 2 community consultation meetings. Each meeting took 2 hours, and then everything was fine. I approached Remdek said, no, we are Pashash, we can move. My rights evaluated. I don't have a right to agree or disagree to be kissed. I don't have a right to agree to disagree for someone to touch me physically. It is a problem. It is a problem. It regrets what they term as democracy. It takes away everything. It brings back what was established in the 1980s, brings back what was established in the 1930s. Even when you look at the bill around Section 25 in terms of land expropriation with nil compensation. I'm sure they've changed English. They say it's nil compensation. They don't speak to each other. We've got a bill that doesn't speak to. So, hey man, it's painful. It's painful to be honest, community. How their law is going to be now. We won't have a space to raise concerns. We don't have a space. There's nothing that we will be able to do that we are doing at this moment. If I can use another example that is problematic, it's also a symbol of human rights violation. The law says, in terms of Gathering Act, we've got the right to pay you to protest and everything, even the constitution. Then companies, business, they've got the right to establish their own internal policies. And we know many of those policies are anti-protest. If you embark on a mass action, you are fired with immediate effect. And the government knows that thing and is not challenging that thing or is not enforcing the principal laws. They've got the principal law, which is the constitution, that says we've got the right to protest. But then we can't protest it because the internal policies of the company that I work for as an employee. I'll be retrenched or I'll be fired with immediate effect. So business get what they want. The government establish laws that protects what business wants. And then they say we are a free country, we're a democratic country. What we're expecting to see going forward, we're expecting to see one, principles of free prior informed consent. To say information must be given to us and we be given days. And another problem that I find it very irritating. When you look at the application period and what needs to take place during those applications, the regional manager, how long does the regional manager have got a period to respond to the applicant and staff? That period doesn't allow meaningful consultation on its own. Because they've got 30 days, they've got 15 days, they've got 10 days to do this and do that. And the Remdek have got how many days?
Isn't it 14 or something?
Yeah, I think Remdek has 14 days to go through anything that is submitted in their desk or future objections. If let's say Remdek receives 2 pile of boxes of objections, they've got 14 days to go through those applications. And when you listen to what Mineral Council is saying, even the department is saying, we are sitting with over 5,000 mining applications that need to be processed. So let's say 5,200 page per application. So we say 200 multiplied by 5,000, how many pages is that? And Remdek has 14 days to respond. Failure to do so, they will be held accountable. The regional manager has got 30 days to finish up the applicant. Within that period, we need to be consulted meaningfully as communities. Where? With what time? With what time there in between? So we are governed by capitalist, neoliberal policies are being implemented. We are governed by criminals who are in bed with business. We are governed by a department that says it wants to see black capitalists, want to see more of municipalities, want to see more facilities. And everywhere they operate, they violate human rights, the environmental degradation, they don't rehabilitate. Their reputation funds are sitting with the state, with the government. Now they're establishing a law that gives all the powers to the minister. If another example that it gives the minister the powers is that establishment of the advisory council, he must do that.
Yeah.
In terms of identifying a land for small scale or artisanal mining, the proposal, the bill says the minister may allocate land. May.
You're going
If
too
you
far,
want
my
to,
leader.
I'm just using that as an example to say this law is created to give Comrade Mantashe, sorry to call him Comrade Minister Mantashe, more powers to continuously ensure that we live within poverty, to ensure that we don't have a right to say no, to say yes to mining. We don't have an avenue or a platform for us to exercise our basic human rights, in particular Section 24, to live in a clean and healthy environment.
Yeah.
We don't have. We have a minister that seeks to say, I don't care about what MPRDA is saying. I will expropriate land where I want to. I will allocate land if I want to, and I will chase people if I want to. I will allocate mining licenses as much as I want to. I will never give an opportunity to communities to comment. I will never give an opportunity for community to be part of any discussion that is to do with mining that to take place where they live. So we are going to be worse off vis-a-vis what apartheid did to our parents and grandparents. We are going to have a more problematic. We are having a more problematic government, and 2025 has been showing us. If we pay attention to what it's happening, it's been showing us what is happening. People are found guilty. People are found wanting. When you look at the cookie jars, their hands, you don't know which hands it is. When you try to check that fingerprints for forensic checkup, the docket is missing. When you listen to Comrade Tiger says he wants more black capitalist. When you listen, there's a lot that is happening, and where are we in the space as communities? If civil society is not recognized in terms of the law, where are we as communities? If traditional leaders are not recognized in terms of the law, where are we as rural communities?
Yeah.
So we are left in our own. Because every progressive politician or progressive leader in the previous leader said we are on our own. And then there's MACUA in the middle. We are clear. We're not running around. We are saying we are not waiting for government to save us. We are not waiting for our traditional leaders to save us. We are saving ourselves as communities. We are going to push back. That's one thing they should expect. It is many of us. They will arrest many of us. If we are getting arrested, it means what we are fighting for is correct. That will be simple. If we are arrested and killed, it means what we are fighting for is correct. There's many of us, they will never finish us. There's many mining affected communities members that are having a problem. So we are going to even take advantage of the cracks that we see within the state, within the ruling party, within the GNU. We are coming. We are going to infiltrate there to take advantage that we need to be represented as communities.
As one again.
As first one. Sebangeno already very Sebangeno.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sebangeno. We are with them. So Baba Manam.
Yeah.
No, thanks leadership.
Thank you so much, everyone. Don't forget that on the 13th of August, we'll be having a mass action. And then on our website, you'll find our socio-economic impact assessment review of the bill. So please check that out as well. And yeah, thank you so much for just hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks. We have to emphasize the importance of checking out the seismic review. Sorry to say seismic. SEAS is socio-economic impact assessment. So what the government does when they develop a legislation, they use a system what they call socio-economic impact assessment to check if the proposed legislation will solve socio-economic issues. So we'll be discussing that review. We'll be reviewing what the department went through in terms of assessing our socio-economic statuses as communities. So it's very important that you join us and go through that review document that we produce. It will tell you more about what we are concerned about in terms of being systemically excluded as mining affected communities. What do we mean? What do we say? Why are we saying that? The same government is the one that is deciding to ignore socio-economic and material conditions that we live in as communities in general. Whether you are directly or indirectly affected in terms of mining, everyone in South Africa is directly and indirectly affected by mining. So you can't say because I don't live in Wipeng, I stay in Sinti, what happens in Wipeng doesn't involve me. It does involve you. Everyone. Whether you're an employee, a former employee, or you are a community